Hi students, coming to the next video, that is let us see the examples of the file IO with C++. In the previous video I explained about the opening of the file, closing of the file, reading a file and writing a file. So in this video I'll explain with an example. So whatever you want to read and whatever you want to write into the files, the first thing is we have to open the file. So that I explained in the previous video. Now we will see with example. This is a file IO with C++. Hash include fstream. So up to now we had used only IO stream. IO stream means it's a standard input output functions will be present in IO stream. So if we are using the file system, if you are using the file system, then we have to go for the fstream. Fstream contains the IF streams and OF streams, means the input functions and the output functions that will be included in this fstream. And using namespace, actually this namespace, whenever I am writing the program, I am writing this using namespace std. I'll clearly explain about this using namespace std in the next video, but this here I'm just giving this using namespace contains entire C++ standard libraries. So whatever the functions means, what are the terms that we are using in the program, this using namespace std, that is a standard, it contains the entire C++ standard libraries will be present in this namespace std. So we will declare this using namespace std before the main program, because to avoid writing like std scope resolution operator. So to avoid writing of std scope resolution operator for every class or every function, instead of writing this step, we are declaring in the starting of the program using namespace std. Okay, so actually this std, this is the base class. This is a base class. We are inheriting the data in the base class. This is std using namespace std is a base class. We are inheriting the data that is present in the namespace library in the program. So to avoid writing std scope resolution operator every time we are using the data, we are just declaring before the program. Now coming to the program, int main int a comma b comma c. So I declared the variables with integer. Now first I want to create IF stream. IF stream, that is fin. It is used to create file input stream object. So it creates the file input stream object, IF stream. So the object that is fin I declared. So to enter into the, means to read the data, first you have to open the file. How you will open the file? fin.open. This consists of the input file, my input.dat. Okay. So this step specifies the open input file. It opens the input file. So after opening, what we have to do? We have to read the values. fin a b. So this step specifies read two values. Where we have to read these two values? Read two values from input file. So already in the input file we are having the ABC values. That values has to be read. After that, c is equal to a plus b. Whatever the values that we read, that are placing here a plus b, and the result will be stored in c. So now the c contains the result. So up to here the reading is over. Now we have to write the file onto the screen. So before writing the file onto the screen, what we have to do? We have to open the file. So whatever for reading, you have to open a file. Again for writing also, you have to open a file. So I'm creating an object for OF stream, that is fout. So whatever I create for object fin is the object, and for OF stream I'm creating fout is the object. Now I will open that file where the data is present. The result is stored in some of the file. Okay, in that file I have to read the write the data. So to that file I have to write the data. fout is the dot open. So that file is my output dot date. So this is the input file, and the data we have to write the result, that is the output file. Output dot date. So it opens output file. So next what? Now I have to print this value. How will I print? fout C and L. So this step specifies write the result to output file. So here I read the file and I write the data onto the file. Close the both fin, close, fout, close. Close the program. So this closes the input file and this closes the output file. After the program, before the program termination, this is the termination sim. So before the program termination, you just close the files whatever you open. So this is the example for the file input output with C++. What we have done here, we have just taken some values. We open an input file. In that input file, the values A and B values will be there. That values I perform some operation and that result will store in the C. So up to here the result is stored in the C, that's it. Now I am taking OF stream fout is the object. With the help of this object, I open the output file to store the data. So fout C, so whatever the result that appears, that will be shown on the screen. Write the result to output file. After the operation, you have to close both in and out. So this is an example for the file input output with C++. Let us see another example for reading and writing for IO streams. So this is an example for the read and write IO streams. So already I have written the program. I'll just explain step by step here. Hash include fstream. So this is fstream for all the input. OF stream will be there. IF stream will be included in this fstream. And again I have written IO stream also. This is a standard library function. And this library function will be used for files, IO system. It is used for the IO system. Now coming to using namespace std. This will be used this contains the entire C++ standard libraries. I already said. Now coming to the main program. Here I taken an array. The character, the data contains 100. Means you can insert up to 100 characters in an array. So I declared data of array 100. Now first what I am doing, open a file in write mode. First I am doing the writing operation, means I want to write the data on the file. After that, data has to be read by another person. Means first store the data, after that just read the data. I am doing here first open a file in write mode. In write mode I am opening. Write mode means obviously it is out file. So a OF stream is used for writing. Out file is the object I declared for the OF stream. So out file, whatever the operation you are doing, first you have to open the file. Out file dot open. A file dot data is the name of the file where the data will be stored and where the data will be read. That file I opened. After that, I'm printing writing to the file. Now I enter your name. So these, whenever I use a cout, it will displays on the screen. So writing to the file. Next it takes enter your name. Now I want to enter the name. How you will enter? So before entering cin dot getLine data comma 100. So data is a space that I created that contains 100 locations. So each line will be reading, that is cin. So here I open a file in write mode. Now whatever the file I opened, in that write mode I have to enter the values. So write input data into the file. So whatever the file I opened, a file.data, now I have to enter the input values. Write inputted data into the file. How I can input it? So the out file data endl. Out file data endl means it enters the values. Enters the values. So whatever the data contains, enter your name. Here the name will be entered. That will be stored. Out file. In the out file we have to enter the name. So first enter your name is over. Now I'm taking another thing. Cout enter your age. Again the same procedure. Cin data. You have to write inputted data into the file. Another data you have to be inputted. How you will be inputted? The same out file data endl. Here the age will be entered. Out file data endl. Extraction or insertion operator data endl. Here the name is entered, and again another write inputted data into the file, that is the age is entered. Now in the output file I entered the name and the age. After entering, I close the opened file. Whatever the file I opened, I want to close that. That is the out file I opened already. That I closed now. Now everything is over. I entered one name and I entered one age, and that file out file is closed. Now again I want to open that file and I want to read what data is present in that file. What I have to do? Now open a file in read mode. Previously I opened a file in write mode and I entered the values of name and age there. Now I'm open a file in read mode. And the person wants to see what data I entered here. Now for reading mode, ifstream in file. The same procedure. Before doing the operation, you have to be open the file. In file, open that file dot date. Now coming to cout, reading from the file I entered. So what I have to read? In file data I have to read. In file, a data will be there that I have to read. Now whatever the data I read, I want to display it on the screen. Already a file.data contains some data already entered. That data I had read. In file extraction operator data means it reads the data in a file.dat. Now I want to write the data at the screen. How I will write? Whatever the data I read, this data contains the name and age. That will be print cout data endl. Now whenever I return this statement, it prints the name. So whatever already stored in the output mode, that will be read and displayed on the screen. That is the first data contains the name. Now again read the data from the file and display it. Same in file, I am reading the another data. Now I am displaying on the screen. Now in this place the age will be displayed on the screen. So after reading and displaying on the screen, you have to close the open file, already open file. That is the in file is already open. So that I want to close it. You just close infile.close, return 0. Now what will be the output? So first what I have done, first I write to the file, writing to the file. Let me explain. So this is first writing to the file. Again it prints enter your name. So whenever enter your name means here the out file enters the name. So hi, I entered, enter your name Priya and enter your age 32. So here after this I close this out file. Again I open here in file. In file, reading from the file. So whatever data that is present in the out file, that is a file.date, in that file already this data will be present. That data will be read, and I mention here to display. Read the data from the file and display it. How I will display? Cout data whatever I have read, and here also cout data whatever I have read, that is the name and age. The name is Priya and age is 32. So this is the reading data from the file that I displayed here, and this is the output mode and this is the input mode. This is an example for the read and write using the file system. Thank you.